Welcome to a new video from the Color Vistas brand. Today, we'll tackle a common sublimation problem: sublimation paper sticking to your tumbler. This can be frustrating, especially after putting so much effort into your design. But don't worry, I'll walk you through the reasons this happens and, more importantly, how to fix and prevent it. Let's get started. So, why does sublimation paper stick to tumblers? First, let's talk about why this happens. Sublimation paper sticking to a tumbler often occurs due to a combination of incorrect temperature, pressure, or even the type of tumbler material. When the heat is too high or applied for too long, the sublimation paper can adhere to the surface of the tumbler. The heat and pressure, especially on curved surfaces like tumblers, can also affect how the ink transfers, leading to sticking. If your sublimation paper is sticking and leaving behind residue, it's a sign something is off in your settings or materials. Let's discuss. Choosing the right sublimation paper. The first step to preventing paper from sticking is using the right sublimation paper. Not all papers are created equal. You need high-quality, medium-weight paper designed for high temperatures and curved surfaces. Look for brands like Tex Print or Hipu, which are known for delivering crisp transfers without sticking or smudging. This kind of paper releases ink effectively at the right temperature, which ensures a clean transfer without residue. Using low-quality paper can increase the chances of it sticking to your tumbler, so always invest in the right materials. Now, it's time to look at mastering heat press settings, temperature and pressure. One of the most important factors is controlling the heat. Too much heat or incorrect temperature can cause the paper to bond with the tumbler. The ideal range is around 350 to 400 degrees, 177 to 204 degrees. For stainless steel tumblers, aim for 365 degrees. 185 degrees. Consistency is key. Keep your heat uniform to prevent paper from sticking in patches. Pressure is another big player here. You want firm pressure to ensure the paper stays in place, but not too tight that it damages the paper or causes sticking. Adjust the pressure knobs on your press until it feels snug, but not overly tight. So, how to set the correct time? Timing is everything. For most tumbler materials, stainless steel included, you'll want to apply heat for about 60-90 seconds. Using the correct time ensures the ink fully transfers without overcooking the sublimation paper. Ceramic or glass materials might require longer, up to 240 seconds, but always double-check with your specific tumbler and press settings. Shorten the press time if you notice the paper browning or sticking too quickly. And always remember, it's better to underpress than overpress. You can always add more heat if needed. Prepping your tumbler. This is a critical step. The condition of your tumbler's surface matters. Oils, dust, or residues on the tumbler can cause the paper to stick. Always clean your tumbler with a mild detergent or isopropyl alcohol before pressing. This removes any contaminants that might interfere with the sublimation process. For extra protection, some people like to apply a polyester coating or primer to the tumbler before sublimating. This helps the ink bond to the material instead of the paper, reducing the chance of sticking. How about fixing the problem? How to remove stuck paper? Even with all the right steps, sometimes sublimation paper still sticks. When this happens, here's how you can remove it. Damp cloth method. Use a lightly damp cloth or tissue to gently wipe away the paper residue. This works well for small, stuck sections. Rubbing alcohol. For tougher spots, apply rubbing alcohol to break down the residue. This method is especially effective on glass or metal surfaces. Soapy water. If the above methods don't work, soak the tumbler in warm, soapy water and scrub gently with a soft sponge. Always avoid using anything too abrasive that could scratch the surface or ruin your design. Fine-tuning your process. Perfecting sublimation requires some trial and error. A quick trick for tumblers is tearing the edges of your sublimation paper rather than cutting it with scissors. This prevents harsh lines from being pressed into the surface, which can lead to sticking or misalignment. Another tip is to peel the paper immediately after removing the tumbler from the heat press while it's still hot. This helps prevent the paper from cooling down and sticking more firmly to the tumbler's surface. Hey, crafters! Let's talk about maintaining your equipment. Regularly maintaining your heat press and printer can also prevent sticking issues. Clean the heat press platen to avoid buildup that can transfer to your tumbler, and make sure your printer is functioning properly to avoid issues with the ink or paper alignment. Over time, the rubber pad on your heat press can wear down, affecting the pressure and consistency of the heat applied to the paper. Replace the pad when it shows signs of wear. How about troubleshooting other sticking issues? Here are a few advanced tips if you're still experiencing sticking problems. Environmental factors. Sometimes moisture in the air can cause the sublimation paper to stick. Pre-pressing the tumbler for a few seconds before applying the design can help eliminate moisture. Use of heat-resistant tape. For extra security, use heat-resistant tape to secure the edges of your paper. This can prevent movement during pressing, which reduces the chances of smudging or sticking. Cooling your tumbler. After pressing, let your tumbler cool completely before handling. This allows the ink to fully set and prevents the paper from sticking due to residual heat. Great. It's now time for final thoughts. To sum up, avoiding sublimation paper sticking to your tumbler is all about the right materials, heat, pressure, and timing. By following these tips, you'll be able to achieve smooth, vibrant tumbler designs without the hassle of paper sticking. Thanks for watching. I hope these tips help you avoid sublimation paper sticking to your tumblers in the future. If you found this video helpful, check the links in the description for recommended sublimation products and supplies where applicable, and visit my website for more sublimation tips. I've left a link to my website in the description below. Please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. See you in the next video.